the old shock absorber. Okay, it's got a connection. There's basically a hydraulic fluid and a cylinder in here, same as a standard shock, only this works this way, back and forth, as this goes up and down. But that's what this is, and this link right here, I'll take you over the other side and show you, it was broken. So the only thing that was broke was, as you can see, was the end down there that the rod and the threads and the nut are on. So what I'm in the process of doing right now is building up a new one. I can't find these right off quick, maybe a junkyard, but anyway, it's just a shock absorber, and this is not going to be a vehicle that's driving at 65-70 miles an hour, and rarely on the road anyway. It's going to be just a show slash parade truck. But what I've done is I've took a piece of 3/8 bolt, cut the head off. I cut this off square. This was rusted right off anyway. Ground it down, and I've got a little bit of a chamfer on the end of that bolt. I've got to mess around and get that trued up and straight. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is not a precision job, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm fixing to weld that onto there, and then I can't get this in my lathe because of that on the end. So once I get this bolt welded on, I'll take it over to the lathe and I'll dress this up where this goes down on there, which is the cup for the rubber bushing. But anyway, all right. Okay, well, I told you I'd show you the ups and the downs and the fails and this and that and the other, but in the process of setting this up, you can see I'm crooked, but I did get it tacked. And yes, for those of you guys that are going to attack me for not having a helmet on 3 seconds before I turned the camera on, when I went to step over and turn the camera on, I knocked my welding helmet off my welding table, believe it or not, and it broke it. Yep, landed right on the end of that Go Devil. The lens did, and it broke the automatic lens. Yep, I didn't think it could be done either. I would have thought the protective shield would have kept it from doing it, but it must have landed just right because it's in pieces. Of course, it's in the garbage can now. There's no sense in keeping it. So I'll have to get back to you with the rest of this project. Process right now is to take this bumper off just so I got a little more access. You saw me taking the front hubs off. I haven't got those cleaned up yet. I've been kind of putzing with little things. I've been trying to mock up the hydrovac to get some brake lines initially run. As you can see, I've got that mounted. The master cylinder is mounted. I've got to get the brake lines run to the back, and I've been putzing around with the controller for the 2-speed rear end, and of course the front tie rod. I showed you that was wicked bent, and you know what, I forgot to take a video while I was down in the press today straightening it out, but it actually came out pretty straight. As you can see, it's not perfect by any means, but it's a lot straighter than it was, so I think I ought to at least be able to align the darn thing now. There's kind of what I'm putzing with that's the 2-speed rear end control. I've got to get that kind of mounted enough so I can mock up. I've got some aluminum vacuum tubing coming, so I can mock that up to get those hoses back there, or tubes I should say, back to the rear end, to the actual actuator. I did get some nylon tubes on that finally. They run up, there's a clamp underneath. Right now they're just sitting here. There's a clamp that goes underneath. The steel tubings get clamped. The rubber hoses get clamped to the steel tubings. So let's see, what else have I got to tell you right now? You have to excuse the mess, guys. I did get this made. Back to the truck. Like I said, the next step is get the bumper off just so I have some more access. I did get the radiator off. Both the radiator mounting bolts broke. I've got that packed away over there. I'll get to that later. The engine ran fine. So my intent for it is to just pull it. Check the clutch because it is a manual. I want to make sure that's good. just so I don't have to do that later. But I have no intent of rebuilding the engine. All I'm going to do is pull it apart and replace all the gaskets in it. I think I talked to you about this. And then obviously clean it up and paint it. But I'm not gonna tear it apart. I might do a compression test on it, but I'll do that after I get it back in the truck and make my decision there. I guess that's it for today. I'm just gonna throw the camera on here on ultra high speed again so you can watch some of the bumper removal. I've got down to the last 2 bolts here. All right, I'll stop talking. Well, another failure. You see, that's what happens when you don't really look things over real close and you think you can do a little workaround, sneak around. And I thought I could just pull the 4 bumper bolts and well, actually there's 6 brace bolts and slide those braces right off the end of the frame there. I'll spin you around and show you. However, as you saw, probably more than likely anyway, it didn't work that way. Oh, sorry guys, dropped you. Those 2 frames, or excuse me, braces, angle braces there, are going to catch the flares on the end of the frame. Right here. This is hitting this. There's one of these on the bottom. So as you can see, it ain't coming off without taking these off the bumper. So back to square one. And we'll get after that. Okay, so as you can see, we took the brace off over there and that let us get the whole bumper off. We left this brace on. But anyway, bumper's off. Not going to bore you with any more of that. We'll see what the next step is. I'll try to keep the videos coming. I got some brake lines. I've got to run those and start mocking things up there. I'm going to start on that. So we'll go from there. All right. Later, guys. Girls.